What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the MashUp, and in this one I'm talking about Mortal Kombat, Injustice, and NetherRealm Studios news, so let's get right to it because there's quite a bit to cover. So let's start off with Mortal Kombat movie news. So the Mortal Kombat movie is now on Blu-ray and 4K DVD and on digital, and for the second week in a row, it has topped the Blu-ray charts, which is crazy because we've had a lot of other movies come out that have been on Blu-ray, and even some that have come back up the ranks, like Space Jam, that have been given a run for its money, but it's able to top the charts 2 weeks in a row, which I think is a great accomplishment for that movie, and more money in Warner Brothers' pockets, and more chances for us to get a sequel that I know you definitely want to see, because I know I want to see it. So kudos to Mortal Kombat for that. And on that high note, let's talk about Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, because an interesting article came out online, which I'll link down in the description below, that talked about possibly Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realm being more popular and potentially more successful than the Mortal Kombat movie, the live action from 2021. You're probably thinking, how is that possible that an animated movie that comes out at the end of this upcoming month, August 31st, be better and more popular than the live action movie? Well, I don't know about monetarily being better, but I think what they're getting at is more of the Rotten Tomatoes score and audience score and just the overall audience reaction. And it could be the movie that many fans wanted to see, you know, that was not live action, it's animated. I kind of agree, kind of don't agree. They were basing this off of Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, which has a 90% Rotten Tomato score and an 80% audience score, so it's really high. That's, of course, better than what the live action Mortal Kombat movie had. So I do agree with that. And I do think that fans will like Battle of the Realms. I think there'll be things that fans don't like. I know I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see it, and we'll definitely give my thoughts, but it's kind of hard for me because as a Mortal Kombat fan, period, and of course I like the movie, I want more of the movie, I like all of it. Okay, I know that they all have their problems, and I could be wrong and Battle of the Realms could be better, but overall I think that as long as we keep continuing getting more Mortal Kombat content, I'm good with it. But let me know in the comments below what you think. If you think Battle of the Realms will be better than the Mortal Kombat live action movie, are you hoping it will be, or are you hoping you'll get what you didn't get out of the other movie? Let me know below. And in the last bit of Mortal Kombat movie news, let's talk about a new toy line that was announced. So Storm Collectibles, which is based out of Hong Kong, basically left a cryptic Facebook post saying, coming soon, with basically a little, thin picture of the Mortal Kombat movie page of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And, some fans went crazy online, and I think it's great because we've gotten some Funko Pops, and now we're going to get an actual toy line. So the Mortal Kombat 11 toy line has been going for a while now, and there's been some new collectible toys that have been coming out. Like I saw a Kentaro collectible figure online for like $140 on Twitter. So I've been seeing some toys here and there pop up, and I think McFarlane Toys is still making toys, so for Mortal Kombat. So it'll be cool to see this new company come in and play and make toys for all your favorite characters like Cole Young. I know everybody's wanting to get their hands on their MMA fighter Cole Young's Scorpion's long lost relative. I know everybody wants to get their hands on that, but there's some characters I think that'd be kind of cool. I think Jax for sure, of course, if they have him with the arms. I think Kung Lao would be kind of cool. I think Goro for sure. Possibly Shang Tsung and Raiden. Melina. There's been a lot of the characters, I think. It's always comes down like the basic characters like Sonya and Kano. I'm like, even like Liu Kang. Cabal, I think it'll be really cool to see this. I don't know how they're going to do like Reiko. That'll be kind of interesting. Are they going to really give him like the true, engraving on his skin? So it'll be kind of cool to see those kind of things happen. Oh, Natara. If we got like a Natara toy, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be cool. So we kind of give us some detail that we didn't actually get to see in the movie that we'll get to have, more hands-on. And, maybe they'll even be like an arena. Oh, that'd be nice. Kind of reenact the movie like when you were a kid. Ooh. Storm Collectibles, if you're listening, yeah, take some of these ideas and run with it. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited about Storm Collectibles releasing a toy line for the Mortal Kombat movie and if you're going to get your hands on all those. So let's switch gears and talk about Mortal Kombat 11. So it actually had some good news because it had a new milestone it hit. It crossed 12 million units, becoming the most successful Mortal Kombat game in the franchise, unless you ask Ed Boon, because he says that Mortal Kombat X is still the more successful game in the franchise. But overall, Mortal Kombat 11 adding $12 million does push the franchise to a record 73 million units sold over various consoles throughout the years, etc. But I think it's great that Mortal Kombat 11 has done that because I think it just goes to show that there's still life left in Mortal Kombat as far as the game, even though I've had a bunch of viewers on my channel say they may have played Mortal Kombat 11, but they never actually bought it. which I'm kind of curious how that works, but maybe like a friend gave it to him or something. But it's weird to think that as much love and hate that Mortal Kombat 11 gets, it still was able to set records, and it gives me hope that for Mortal Kombat 12 or whatever they come out with, that it'll continue to set records and the franchise will continue to grow and continue. And I hope that Ed Boon and Warner Brothers Games sees that, NetherRealm Studios, and that they continue to try to give fans what they want, because we want the game to be successful and give us what we want back in return. All right, switching gears, let's talk about Injustice. So this week we got if you weren't familiar, Batman: A Long Halloween Part 2 included a preview for the new Injustice animated movie coming from DC Animation. So someone leaked, it was like a 2-minute clip and some image and art from the movie. It was a featurette that they were showing, like a preview where, you know, people that worked on the animated film were showing clips and talking about the characters and the overall storyline. And so there were 2-minute clips, and then someone finally released like a great quality 7-minute clip. So I'll include that in the description down below so you can watch. Fully recommend if you're going to watch before the movie if you're not familiar with Injustice, but I feel like if you're watching this video, you know about Injustice. But if you're not, it'll kind of give you a better idea of what the idea is about, or what the overall movie is about, and why it's really good, why it's important to them to kind of show Superman in this way, as well as him contrasting with Batman and all the other DC characters and how they all fall in together. And I'm really excited for this movie. I really am wanting to see how they bring, you know, the video game in itself. All the cinematic scenes could have been a movie, but I really am interested to see how they bring this, how they adapt the video game and the comic, how they bring those together and really bring it to life in animation. You know, adding a new spin to the film that maybe fans have not got to see yet, you know, in the Injustice franchise. I'm really excited to see how they're going to do that. And what I'm hoping is fans will have a good reaction to it, as I'm hoping myself will, to the animated film, and that maybe could get us eventually an Injustice live action film, because I know that's what a lot of people want. And aside from an Injustice 3 video game, which that could also get us that quicker, is if this is successful, you know, if we give this as much success and a good rating as we would for Mortal Kombat, which in all fairness, if the movie warrants that, if it's just as good as that, then of course we should do that. But if it is good and people enjoy it, maybe we can get those things faster, maybe in an Injustice, you know, continuation of the comic or toy line, whatever it could be. If fans can get more of Injustice, I think we'll all be happy. So I recommend watching the leaked featurette. Let me know your thoughts below if you've seen it. Are you excited about the animated film? Are you going to watch it? Let me know your thoughts down below. All right, the last thing I want to talk about, let's talk about the Marvel NRS roster leak. Now, I know that Mortal Kombat 11 is no longer going on, so there's going to be a lot of leaks happening talking about what could have been as far as combat packs, but I'm choosing to focus on this one instead because this leak, which ironically could not find anymore, but I did find an article that referenced the majority of it, which we're going to go over together, and I'll link it down below, and it kind of breaks down who they think will be in the game. And I'm also going to kind of put a conniption in that because there was a recent, I don't know if it was an article, but there was I think it was a tweet between Ed Boon, because Ed Boon always tweets a lot in response to fans, regardless of what people think. He does respond to fans, and he responded to a fan and kind of gave him an insight of how working with other gaming studios works. So let's go through the leak first, and then we'll go through that. So the leak comes from Reddit, comes from user Comic-Con Throwaway, which I could not find anymore. If you find it, let me know in the comments below. But it basically, he gives his idea or the leaked roster of what we could potentially see in a NetherRealm Studios Marvel fighting game. So just going to kind of go through this list quickly. So the character list includes, as this article from Comic Book Resource, like I said, I'll link it down below. It says that the game will include Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Wolverine, Black Panther, Spider-Man, typical Avengers, Groot and Rocket as a duo character, Blade, which I think would be kind of cool since, you know, Mahershala Ali is going to be in an upcoming movie, Gamora, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Gambit, Shang-Chi, Kitty Pryde, I don't know about that one, Invisible Woman, don't know about her, they don't have Fantastic Four yet, Mr. Fantastic, Hulk, Scar, Dr. Octopus, Blob, Mojo, Bullseye, Mephisto, doubt it, Dakin, which is like the darker version of Wolverine, or, you know, clone, Arnim Zola, Venom, Abomination, Deacon Frost, and Madame Mask, or Mosk. Some of those characters are in there because I just don't think they're going to do that. I think, as I've said in other videos about this Marvel fighting game, if it were to happen, I think that they're going to, because Disney is involved with Marvel, and Marvel, they want to be successful and have synergy, I think we will only see characters that fans have already seen and characters that fans will see in upcoming movies, because when you put in characters that people have not seen, it's confusing to some, and then they wonder why they're not in there. I mean, I know we haven't really seen MODOK. We've seen him in a Hulu show, and we've seen him in the Avengers video game. We haven't seen him on a Marvel screen like live action yet. We could, but other than characters like that, I think if they're not going to use them in any other way, any other medium, not comic book related, but any other medium, I don't think they should put him in there. So like the Blob. I know we've seen the Blob in the Wolverine origin story, but I don't think that he should be in this video game. Mephisto. I know that we all had rumors in all the Disney Plus shows that Mephisto was going to show up, but I don't think he should be in this video game. If you're not going to show him in a way that fans can relate him to another character that Disney can make money off of, I don't think it's going to be in their best interest, and I still don't see them doing that. I could be wrong. And of course, let me know your thoughts down below if you think that they'll have these characters in there, but I just don't think they will. Now, the rumor goes on to say that the NetherRealm Studios Marvel fighting game will be loosely based off the World War Hulk storyline and feature gameplay similar to Injustice, which we already knew. That's what fans are excited about. And it'll, of course, have, you know, movie costumes and DLC based off the comics, etc., etc., etc. Now, what's confusing about this is that Ed Boon in the past has done different tweets to make it seem like this could actually happen. And then there's been tweets that have come out that you don't think this would actually happen. So the article does mention a tweet that came out in April that he said, he had a tweet and he says, "I probably shouldn't talk about it. We would love to make a Marvel fighting game or a Marvel versus DC game. That would be the coolest." So he does say that. And, you know, he's commented on James Gunn stuff. He's had other people comment on stuff like that you're just kind of like, wow, you know, if this person's talking about it, then it must be happening. But he did tweet a while back, and I don't know if I can find it, but he did tweet a while back talking to a fan about Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, or how he wanted to include Street Fighter characters in the game, and how he had a problem working with Capcom, or he couldn't get that to work with Capcom, and that he eventually said that when you work with like multiple studios or multiple licensing, anything to do with licensing, sometimes it just doesn't work, or it's just not worth it. And I totally agree with that. That's why I don't think this would happen. I don't think that whether we have a Marvel versus DC, which would be two different licensing, DC, which is Warner Brothers, Marvel, which is Disney, or even, you know, Marvel Studios, I just don't think that you could throw in NetherRealm Studios as a third party, trying to get them to work together to have creative control and do things. It just isn't going to work. And I think, like I've said in previous videos, I don't think that Disney is going to give up that kind of control to NetherRealm Studios, who has made Mortal Kombat a very gory, violent game. They're just not going to do that with those characters. There's also a game that's already coming out from, I mean, we have the Marvel's Avengers game already out, and then we have like a mobile game that they're releasing that's, you know, them fighting and doing stuff. So I just don't think that Marvel is going to, I don't think Marvel's going to agree with NetherRealm Studios to put a game like this. I just don't think it's going to happen. I could be wrong. I could always be wrong, and I'd love to be wrong, but I just don't think I'm wrong about this one. So while the leak is fun, and I would love to see this happen, don't think it will. And what I thought also was interesting is in the roster, if I could say it, I don't think I saw Deadpool in there. Give fans Deadpool. Fans want Deadpool. Give fans Deadpool. Deadpool would have been a good character. Maybe he'll be a DLC. If it were to happen, he could be a DLC character, but I didn't see them in there. I know the leak says that the first DLC pack will be Daredevil, Cyclops, and then it says Raiden and Kylo Ren, which would never happen. But, you know, all these leaks take with a grain of salt. It's just for fun. But, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think that we will get a Marvel fighting game from NetherRealm Studios? What do you think about the roster, the storyline being loosely based off World War Hulk? Do you think that is something you want to see happen? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's it for this news mashup, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. Once I listen to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the mashup.